Hello, everybody. My name is Critical Gaming, and this is going to be the first episode in a series I'm going to start to do called Let's Critique DSP. Because I'm critical, and DSP's a shithead. So let's do it. We're going to start today with Poorly Cooking with the King making tacos. And I saw this video before, and a lot of the stuff kind of bothers me. Just the mannerisms he has. If you're familiar with DSP, you know he's got some problems in to say it lightly, and he does things in a very special way. Think of the right way to do things, and then think of the opposite of that, and that's basically what DSP is going to do here. Let's check this out.
What is up, everyone? It's DSP, and welcome to another episode of Cooking with the King. Today we're going to make a classic, something that's not too hard to make, but I think it's a pretty...
Hold on. Whoa. What is this kitchen? Okay. So, this is his microwave here on the left, right? It's up against a corner, and I don't see on the right side here, there's no vent. You got your vent either against the wall or against the back outlet? Bro, you're going to suffocate your fucking microwave. You have to have the exhaust exposed. Why? Oh, I hope the best case scenario is the vent is on the back and it's spread out enough that it just doesn't cause a fire or burn the electrical socket out or short circuit itself, which... it's probably plugged into that socket. Dude, why? Why would you set it there? Put it on the other side with the blender. Put the blender on the other. Just swap where your blender and your toaster are. Swap them over and put the microwave in a place that's safe. No, wait, never mind. DSP. It's DSP. What am I doing?
Meal, and if you make enough, you can basically feed a family. It's all up to you. And that would be tacos. Basic tacos. Now, keep in mind, you can make tacos with turkey, you can make tacos
basic
with
tacos
ground
for a
beef,
basic
or you can
bitch.
make tacos with chicken. No matter what you do, it's pretty much the same recipe. Today we're going to do it with ground beef.
Same recipe. No, it's not. What if you're making tofu tacos? What if you're making ground beef or refried bean tacos? What if you're making tacos that are, if you're crunching up the shells and you're doing something different with the tacos? What if you're making flat tacos? What if you're making soft tacos? What if you're doing different stuff? It's not the same recipe. It's not like a universal seasoning or whatever.
Obviously, this is way too much for me for one meal. I'm going to cook up most of it. The recipe is basically for 1 pound.
I can't even read that. Why are you showing the label, dude?
Cut a little bit off the end. We'll roughly cook a pound.
Wait. You're going to cook a pound and leave just a little bit left. Why just cook all of it, dude? Cook all of it and save what you don't eat. It's not that hard. Because why would you just store an open package of raw meat when you could just have cooked it, seasoned it all in one batch, and then go use it when you want to make like another taco later or something? Why?
What do you need to make tacos? Well, it all depends on your taste. Now, some people like to do their own taco seasoning. Me, I'm the kind of guy I just go to the store and pick it up.
Because he's not going to make anything himself. And this taco seasoning. There's the fucking taco seasoning. Yeah, DSP's not making seasoning his fucking self. Like, these tacos, here's his recipe for tacos. Put seasoning in meat and then put shit in the taco shell. He's not actually cooking anything. He's just assembling stuff.
I actually picked up the 40% less sodium taco seasoning mix because
I'm trying to be healthy.
Goddamn salty. So I figured, what the hell? So we've got that. You got your taco shells. Now your shells, there's a lot of variety of shells. You're gonna find soft tacos. You're gonna find hard tacos. You're gonna find ones like this. These are pretty.
All the varieties of taco shells. There's soft and there's crunchy, and there's crunchy ones that stand up.
Cool. These are Old El Paso.
So many different types.
Stand-up taco shells, and the reason they're cool is when you're making your tacos, you can put all your ingredients in them, and as you see, they actually stand up. They don't fall over and make a mess. So
yeah, except for that one, it keeps falling over.
So we'll see how they go, but they are the crispy corn tortilla.
Wait. Did you hear that click? That's a real plate. All right. If you guys don't know anything about DSP today in 2022, or well, it's New Year's Eve, yo. So it's about to be 2023. But if you don't know anything about DSP now, this motherfucker only uses paper plates. That's all he ever uses, paper plates. His Thanksgiving dinner was on a paper plate. His Christmas spread was on a paper plate. This dude just uses paper plates. Except now, in this video, this dude's using real plates. That's a real skillet on the stove. Man, what happened to him?
You will probably need a measuring cup unless you're really good at eyeballing water, but we'll talk about that a little bit later. Obviously, some kind of cheese. We've got the Mexican cheese blend.
You could just eyeball.
You could, if you like.
Wait. What the fuck you need water for in the first place?
You can maybe cut up a couple.
What are you gonna put the water in?
Peppers, things like that you would like in a taco. Personally, myself, I make it easy. I get salsa, and I just put salsa in my tacos.
Again, the easiest option, because DSP is not going to chop lettuce and chop stuff or whatever.
Into a taco, to make it like a burrito.
He's not chopping tomatoes or nothing like that. Just get salsa. Fuck it.
Sometimes I do that.
Tomatoes.
I'll see what I probably
same shit.
To make it as fancy as possible for the video. And in addition to that, obviously a lot of people like lettuce, different other things. I did actually plan on having lettuce for this, and I bought shredded lettuce, and then I went.
He bought shredded. Yo. So he couldn't. DSP, look, I ain't chopping tomatoes. Go fuck yourself. I ain't chopping peppers. Go fuck yourself. I'm gonna buy salsa. I'm gonna put that shit in a salsa. I'm gonna put lettuce, but I'm gonna buy shredded lettuce that's gonna go bad right away. And I forgot to use the shredded lettuce. So well, I'm not using shredded lettuce because I can't be bothered to cut my own stuff. Come on, dude.
To look at it today, and it was bad. It was starting to brown. And I said, well, I'm not gonna put that, and I'll have to leave that out, unfortunately. So, okay. Now, one other thing. I find that a wooden spoon is the best way to cook meat in a pan or skillet. And I'm going to show you why in a second, but we'll talk about that a little bit later. So, what do you need to start?
Show me your magic, Phil.
You're going to take the meat, and you're going to start to brown the meat,
don't slap your meat, dude. You got in trouble for that once already.
So here you go. You get your pan. You get it ready. We're going to start the heat. We're going to turn on medium heat to start. We're going to go ahead and you can either butter the pan.
Wait, what are you doing?
Or, like I said, I like the pan.
Why? Don't do that. Dude, it's a non-stick skillet, and you're putting just ground beef in there. The fat from the ground beef will keep the beef from sticking. You don't need pan. You don't need butter in the skillet. It's non-stick in the first place, and the fat from the meat is going to just lubricate the pan as it cooks. You don't need this. And, okay.
I'm actually running out, so I have to go buy more. Next week, I put that on my list, because this is almost empty. So
and if you're going to use a wooden spoon, why do you have a spatula there?
Higher than medium to start. And what we're going to do...
And why aren't your clocks set the same?
Now, keep in mind, raw meat should not be handled... or it could be handled by hands, but once you do, you have to wash your hands.
Why are you rocking?
Important.
You're rocking back and forth, dude. DSP is claimed forever. He's got a bad back. I don't know if that's true. I don't personally believe it because he doesn't ever really have the mannerisms of somebody who's in pain or chronic pain from a back injury. But the dude rocks back and forth on the XY axis. Tip him so he can pay his back taxes.
You don't want to end up getting some nasty thing. You didn't wash your hands, so we're gonna open our meat.
First off, it's just ground beef, which is a lot safer to handle than chicken.
Yep.
It's not really that big of a deal. Oh, you can see his trash can in the.
I don't want to cook all this because it's a little bit over a pound. I couldn't find a pound portion at my local supermarket.
What difference does it make?
A little bit more.
Cook it all.
So I'll probably cut off the end here.
Why? Cook it all. Just cook it all. You're wasting your time, dude. For a guy who hates to waste his time.
This amount of beef, so we're gonna go ahead.
There's no reason for it. Just cook it all and save it.
Immediately, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start breaking it up.
Okay, that's fine. Probably should have let the skillet preheat a little longer, but whatever, it'll be all right.
We're gonna break up the beef.
And we're gonna hear the fan noise or whatever.
No water, no anything in here yet. The goal is to.
Is that his fluorescent lights making that sound? That like hum?
Pieces, okay. I just got some beef on my.
Holy! Wait! Did he just? What the fuck, dude? Did he just throw out all his meat? He just threw that shit out? Holy fuck! Why? Just cook it all. This is a guy who doesn't respect. This guy doesn't respect his money. Again, if you know, you know.
I'm really gonna wash my hands.
He's washing his hands because he. Okay. If you're that paranoid, bro, just wear gloves. Get some rubber gloves. Put those on.
So that pan's gonna start to heat up.
It should have been heated up already. You just turned the gas on
and by
for
the
no
way,
reason.
you might notice there's a little bit better lighting because
no, your lighting
I
sucks.
replaced one of the light bulbs in my kitchen. There's supposed to be 2 light bulbs in the light in my kitchen. I swear, every single time I replace one, the other one dies. I've only lived here
Just
for
so
a year and a half,
replace them together.
and the thing's died like 4 times already. So figure
Replace
that one
both
out.
at the same time.
So,
just do that.
Our goal is to take this wooden spoon and cut up this meat into small pieces. Okay, itty bitty pieces.
See,
and
if he could have just done this
I've seen people try it with metal, but
before he put it in the pan. You know, if he wanted to only take out a certain amount out of the package, he could have just used his hands, broken up little pieces, and crumbled it into the pot or the pan here, and
it's a little bit difficult
do it as he did. That way, he wouldn't have to do it with the spoon and try to like get it done before it cooks. You can just break it up and just throw it in there beforehand. I can't believe he threw out half the fucking package, dude.
It will be easier to separate the meat. Okay. And you can have a little left-handed action if you're right-handed like me and your hand gets tired, you can switch it up.
Oh yeah, it's so much work, DSP.
Now our goal,
my hand is tired, guys.
We need to basically
my
make
hand
this
got
meat
tired.
round, and
you gotta mix the meat around with
with
the hand, but you gotta switch hands because your hand gets tired.
Slightly. And as it dries out, we need to get all the excess juice, which is pretty much the fat liquidizing, and we need to pour that out of the pan. And it's a little bit tricky.
That is
because the meat.
DSP, that's the flavor. That's the flavor of the meat, dude. Don't pour out the grease. Let it cook, and then you can degrease it when you're ready to serve the food.
Obviously, he's going to want to get out of the pan too, but that's okay. We're going to handle it. So as you see, that meat's going to start to very slowly brown. And we're going to go ahead. I'm going to turn up the heat to about medium-high now until I can get that to start to brown. And once it starts to sizzle a little bit, we'll start moving it around.
This would have been faster if you just preheated the skillet.
What else are we going to need? We might as well, while we have some time here, get some water. We're going to need 2/3 of a cup of water. And I actually have the line right there.
Why? Why? What do you need the water for?
2/3 of a cup right there.
What do you need the water for?
Oop, I'm short.
Shout out to Bailey's.
2/3 of a cup, perfect.
Nice little alcohol there on the counter.
And we've got our taco mix, and what we're going to do is try to get this open without making a mess. Because sometimes what happens, and I can feel it right now, the taco mix sticks to the top of the packaging. So when you go to open it, it goes all over the place. I'm trying to get it to the bottom right now. It's being a pain in my ass.
So just shake it. You grab it from the top of the label and just whack it back and forth. And it just shakes it down to the bottom. Okay, cut it over you. Whatever, dude. Everything's a complicated problem for you.
Oh, and there it goes. I knew it. I knew it was stuck at the top. So there we go. There's our taco seasoning ready to go. Of course, there's a nice amount of it on my floor now, which I'm not too happy about.
He'll leave it there, too. He won't even clean that shit up. With a dry paper towel, dry seasoning on a dry paper towel.
I knew it was going to stick to the top.
Dude, wet the towel. Wet the towel to pick up the dry powder off the floor. Wet the towel.
Seasoning is now ready to go. Now take a look
he just spread it around. He didn't clean it up. He just smashed it on his floor.
It's already starting to brown. It's already starting to smoke. This means it's time to move the meat again.
Oh, you mean it's cooking?
We're going to stir it
cool.
around. Stir it around again.
Yeah, that's what happens.
Small little pieces with this spoon. Try to break it up because it will try to clump up. And this, of course, is exactly what they do at Taco Bell when they make tacos. Yeah, right.
I don't.
Everything there's freaking pre-made. Trust me.
I mean, it's made somewhere. At some point, it's made.
We're breaking up, as you can see, some of it's already brown, some of the meat. So you're going to want to move it around as much as you can. Maybe start.
Yeah, but you see how it's getting greasy?
If you can, to get the red at the bottom.
See, that's why he didn't need all that Pam
you
shit
don't
in there.
Want to keep cooking the same meat over and over. You want to make sure that you get it distributed well.
Bro, you can just stir it up.
Cooked well.
Why is this camera so
Optionally, you
fucking
can take a
pixelated?
couple
Like
shots of
it
tequila while
refuses
you're
to
doing
focus
this.
on the meat.
And sometimes that makes the
So it's
time
just like
pass
this
a little
pixelated
bit
mess.
fast. But, all right, we're browning nicely here. Another minute or two, and this will probably be ready to go.
So put your seasoning in.
Let's actually let it sit another second here.
You should be putting your seasoning in and then stirring up the meat so that the
Okay.
seasoning cooks in with the meat.
While that browns, we'll go back over here to our ingredients.
Ugh. Blech. Motion sick.
And,
Blech. Motion sick.
Obviously, nothing too complicated here. Just get the cheese ready for sprinkling. Which doesn't want to open.
Oh man, you want to prep to just open up the cheese
Fine. It
pack.
wants to fight me.
Just open it up.
It does. It wants to fight today.
What are you doing?
There we go.
Yeah, bro. Struggling to open up the pack of cheese.
Actually, I'm going to need probably a spoon.
A spoon?
Salsa and sour
Holy
cream.
shit, a spoon for the salsa? This man is a genius.
So I'll get that ahead of time, get it ready. Okay.
You can use the same spoon for the
How's our
damn
meat looking
sour
now?
cream too.
Almost ready, actually.
Cook in your speed. Get your
It's almost
spices.
completely browned, as you can
Get your
see.
fucking spices. Put your spices in there. Stir that shit up.
And as I said, take a look. There's now juices in the pan, as I predicted would happen.
Predicted. Yeah, dude, that's what happens when you
like
cook
I said,
meat.
is basically the fat melting,
Flavor. It's flavor.
some of the moistness leaving the meat.
Flavor. Yeah, and it's the moisture of the meat too, so that's why you don't want to really drain it until you're done with it.
Beef for tacos.
Put your seasoning in there.
Now, as you can see, what's happening now is as I'm smashing it, it's actually becoming very small pieces now. That is what you want. You want these little pieces for your tacos. Ground beef.
What was the spatula for, DSP?
Ground beef.
Did you like make something earlier and you just left the dish there? Or?
Clumps in your taco. That would be very faux pas. It's not acceptable. All right, we're almost ready to go here. Move to the next step.
He's not going to season the meat, is he?
Chop,
Is he going to season it like at the end?
This is why the wooden spoon is the best thing for it. And yes, wooden spoons actually are dishwasher safe if you do want to wash them in the dishwasher. They're pretty much safe for everything. Alright, so we're pretty much good to go now. As
Keep
you can
your wooden
see, all
spoon
our
out
meat
of
is
the
brown, pretty even color brown. What we're going to do is we're going to take this over to the sink and
Okay.
drain it as much as we can, which is going to be tricky.
I'm
gonna
really
go ahead and
confused
get
what the
camera
water
here
is
ahead
for.
of time, and you can take a look at that delicious taco mix that is already spilled there.
Stir in your
Okay.
taco mix.
You're going to take your spoon, and you're going to try to hold the meat in place, if you can.
Are we
while
doing
you
more
drain
fat
some
down
of
the
this.
down the drain? Is that what we're doing?
Don't be afraid, some of the meat might fall out. It's okay.
That's why you should have cooked all of it. So if
There
you
it
lose a
goes.
little,
There
you'd
goes
be
all the
down to
stuff
where
we're
you want.
draining.
Why are you doing that, dude?
Oh, a little bit of meat fell in there. Alright, so that's good enough for draining. Only a tiny bit fell, that's good.
Why? Why are you doing
Back
that?
on the stove here.
It's
Now,
extra
here's
steps.
what
You
do
don't need
next.
this.
Now we're going to add our taco seasoning mix and some water. Okay?
What? Wait. No, wait. He's going to add water. He's going to add water to the... You just drained your meat, dude. You just drained it. You could have just... You just used the natural juices of the meat to stir in your seasonings. And then you don't need the fucking water. What do you need the fucking water for?
2/3 of a cup of water.
Why?
So
That's
what I'll do is I'll
soup.
put the
You're
mix
making
in as
soup.
well.
Yeah. That should have been done like halfway through. Why is it so yellow? Dude. What is this?
All right, now.
Look at all that fucking water in there.
Now all you do is you stir this in, okay? It's okay that it's now wet. It's supposed to be.
Oh,
You
God.
stir
What
this
the
in.
fuck? Dude, it's just diluting the seasoning in the water. And it's not really getting the
basically,
meat.
It's no longer dry meat. It's going to become a meat mixture.
Dry meat. Dry meat. You drained it. You made it dry yourself. You drained it. What the fuck, man?
With the sauce, okay? It's going to be a little on the wet side, but that's okay. It's supposed to be.
No, it's not. It's not supposed to be. You stir in your seasoning while the fat is still in the pan. It will all cook into the meat while it's cooking, and then the meat will be flavorful. You have taco-flavored water in some ground beef.
Until it is distributed evenly amongst the meat.
No.
Almost is now.
This is disgusting.
And basically
This is
what
just
you
gloop.
do
You've just turned it into gloop.
is you're going to let this sit for about 3 to 5 minutes, okay? And in that 3 to 5 minutes, you need to let this come to a boil, basically. And
You're gonna
it is
boil it?
boiling, which is perfect. That's exactly what you want it to do. You want the entire mixture to start
Why?
boiling.
Why?
Okay, so we're gonna
Why
let
do
it
you
sit
want
there for a
this?
minute
Your meat is cooked.
until
You're done.
everything
You're
there
done.
starts boiling.
You don't need to cook it anymore. Now you're just overcooking the meat, and not only that, you're just sogifying the meat with all this water in there for no fucking reason.
There we go. Perfect. That's exactly what we want.
Now
Good
I'm
boil
beginning to
going.
understand why
Good
this
boil
fucker
our
DoorDash is every meal. Because everything he makes is
All the
gross.
front, I just want to make sure until the back here boils, because some of these electric stoves, unfortunately, the heat is not evenly distributed. I've noticed that with this stove, that for some reason there's like a hot spot on the burner, and sometimes the whole thing doesn't get as hot. So I'm just waiting a little bit extra for the back here.
That can happen with these coiled stoves. Is sometimes the edges don't quite get as hot, but in DSP's case, the reason why the whole pan is not as hot as some spots in the pan is because that pan is far too big for the burners that he has. So as a result, a lot of the bottom of that pan is not actually on the burner. So that's why some spots appear to be cooler than the others. I mean, the whole pan is hot enough and it works, but that's why that's happening. And DSP, of course, doesn't understand that because DSP doesn't understand anything.
Okay, pretty good, boiling well. So now what we're going to do, you're going to reduce your heat from, remember, we're at medium high.
Turn your heat
We're gonna
off,
reduce
dude. You're
that all the
done.
way
It's
down to
over.
Simmer, okay? Which is just above low. And now what you're going to do for about 4 minutes, we're going to set our timer here.
You need a
For
4-minute timer.
We're going to let you just sit here and simmer for a good 4 minutes, stirring frequently. Because what you want to do is basically, this is now going to allow this to soak into the meat, and it's going to become a tasty mixture
It's wet and gross is what it
of
is.
taco meat. This is
Like,
no
you're gonna put
longer
that on the
just ground
tacos,
beef,
and then the
okay?
taco is
It's
gonna
now
get
a
all
special
soggy.
Mexican dish.
Because you just fucking made all
You
this
might be
juice
saying
for
to
no
yourself,
reason.
This seems familiar to something else. It is. This is pretty much exactly the same thing as Hamburger Helper. Only Hamburger Helper, when we put
What?
in the seasoning mix, what Hamburger Helper has you do is they have you put in noodles as well as seasoning mix, and it all cooks together. So if you can do this and just make the basic taco meat like this, you can do Hamburger Helper. It's that simple. So this is really 2 meals in one I'm teaching you.
Nobody should
See,
learn
I'm
from
still
this.
breaking up some of this meat. I saw a couple bigger chunks there I wanted to get rid of. This one right there.
Stop hitting your meat, man.
And we want to get it the consistency a little bit less wet than Sloppy Joe's. You know, Sloppy Joe's are really wet because it has a heavy tomato sauce in it usually. These we want it to be a little bit lighter. So we're going to let it sit there for about another minute, simmer.
I have
I'll
to
stir
look
it
up.
again in a second.
I have to look up this taco seasoning because does that packet of taco seasoning tell you to put water, or is DSP making that shit up? Because the way I would have done this is I would have just put the taco seasoning, and I probably wouldn't have even used that whole fucking pack because that was a lot. I would put the taco seasoning on the meat when it was about halfway through cooking, stir it up, let the bacon or let the beef grease just kind of mix it all up, and cook it through that way so that you get a nice beefy, taco-y, seasoned, just whatever. This is like stew, and he's going to put this in tacos, and all that water is going to make the tacos soggy, and it just seems like it defeats the purpose.
There's really not much to say when you cook this. It's pretty simple. Put my measuring cup away.
Dead air. Okay. So, are we done yet? Or are we going to sit here for 4 fucking minutes?
Some more.
While you just do this. And how come every time...
As you can see, the water is greatly reduced since when we started. This is what's going to happen. The water's going to slowly start to evaporate.
Well, you're boiling
as
it out.
It simmers in the pan, making it basically a moist meat mixture, which is what you want. You don't want any dry taco meat.
Don't say moist meat, bro.
I've had dry taco meat before. Like, bleh. But one way around that is if you're going to use salsa like I'm using, instead of
and he's not even really stirring the middle. He's just going around the edge. More moist
anyway, simply because you're using salsa. So that could be a solution if you end up with
and then pats it down.
You might
patting it down.
Salsa for veggies that you might have been aiming to put in there.
This meat's done. It's been done.
Tacos, like I said, tomatoes.
And the liquid doesn't look that much reduced
peppers,
at all.
Different kinds of peppers. Some people like hot tacos, so they'll put like jalapeno peppers, chopped onions, things like that. Some Mexican, actually, they like avocados.
Some Mexicans like... Wait. Did he just say some Mexicans like avocados? Jesus Christ, dude.
Personally, I think avocados are pretty unique.
Pretty unique, yeah. Unique and... Oh, my God, dude. Why?
Right.
We're going to skip that. We're just going to skip that nice nonsense.
So we're coming up on about
4 Avocados
minutes.
are unique, though. That's a hot take from DSP.
A little bit more.
What's unique about them?
With this juice to
the fact that they're avocados?
Before we go ahead and finish this up. Another 30 seconds, I think the alarm's going to go off.
So he don't edit. He never edited nothing. And, okay. So we're just going to skip.
So it's getting very thick compared to what we started with. In fact, you can actually start to spoon together here, and you can see how the taco meat is going to be consistently here. I just want to get a little bit of this excess water out of here before we start using this for our tacos.
It's not thicker, dude. It's just
And just to let you know, you can cook a lot more than you need. This is easy to refrigerate, easy to reheat later.
What the fuck? Really? You threw away the stuff. You threw away the stuff you didn't want. What are you talking about? You can easily refrigerate it. You could save the stuff you threw it away. You threw it away. You could have just cooked all that package into this bullshit you're doing. You could have cooked it all and saved what you didn't want. You just literally just said it. But you, DSP, throw your shit away.
On, whether in the microwave or if you just want to toss it in a pan quickly and warm it up a little bit, it's pretty easy to do. Nothing, too complicated. If you've already cooked it properly the first time, no worries about that. So, as you can see, very thick now. It's not even boiling anymore. It's pretty much ready to go.
It's not boiling anymore because you put it on simmer, stupid. You dropped the temperature down to pre-boil.
Taco meat.
So, if it's not at boiling temp anymore, it's not going to boil. That would still be boiling.
Turn off our timer. Turn off our heat because we are done. This is completely ready to go. And now what we're going to do, we're going to scoot that over here to our tacos. And we're going to load up our tacos with the taco meat.
It's so weird seeing him with a real plate.
Just like I did before.
So he's going to scoop it in. Is he going to drain?
On one side here.
So he put all that water in there, and he's just going to load that shit up in those tacos.
Using a spoon is probably the best thing to use. Go ahead and grab some of that meat. Should be the first thing that goes in any taco shell is the taco meat.
Yeah, probably. Usually where it goes. The bottom. Although if you really wanted to be slick, you could put the cheese in there first so that the heat from the hot meat goes into the taco and then melts the cheese.
Really
so you get a nice chewy, gooey, cheesy bite. But, you know, whatever. Do what you want. Who gives a shit?
A lot of beef on each one.
Yeah, he gonna fill up those tacos with beef.
I used, by the way, I didn't even tell you guys, I used 85% lean beef.
You told us.
You can get, obviously, whatever percent
you told us
like.
in the package said it.
You can get extra lean. It's all up to you and what your preference is. Me, I just bought that because it was on sale.
Oh, yeah, you don't have a preference. You don't give a shit. See, he didn't even use all the meat anyway.
That refuses to stand. Which is funny because that's why I bought these. Let's actually flip him. Maybe it'll work this way. Aha!
It doesn't work because it's sloped on the plate, stupid. You have too many tacos on that plate, fatty.
In there, a little bit more.
And he didn't even use that whole pound he wanted.
Significant amount of leftovers. I'm gonna go ahead and put that into a
a puddle of gross, greasy shit. Look at the water on this taco here. See the water coming out of these tacos though. All them shit that by the time he's done rambling and doing all his bullshit, putting these damn tacos together, plus with the salsa, those shells are gonna be soggy, and the first bite is just gonna crumble this shit apart.
Finish up our tacos while we have it here. Might as well turn off this fan. What do? Well, we're gonna.
Oh, it's so much quieter when he turns off the fan.
So let's go ahead and add a little bit
Imagine
of salsa
that
to
shit.
each taco. If I can get it open, there we go.
Okay, so how are you gonna do this, dude? How we handling the salsa? We putting the salsa on first, so we're gonna put more wet on wet. This is why you should just chop up tomatoes. Just chop up tomatoes or onions and all that stuff you want on the taco, because doing the salsa shit right here on top of your already wet ass meat, it's just adding more wet. It's more wet on wet.
I prefer medium salsa. Some people like hot. I don't like mild. Mild is too mild in my opinion. I do like a little bit of spice, but I don't like hot. I think hot it's too much about the burn. So I prefer a medium.
Not if you get a good hot sauce.
Your preference, whatever you like. Put a little bit too much in that one, but oh well. It is what it is. All right, next we're gonna actually put some cheese.
See, now they're super wet. Now it looked like you just put ketchup on that shit.
I think if we should put sour cream on these. Yeah, let's do some sour cream. What the hell?
Oh yeah, man, let's do it. Even more wet. Let's add more wet to it. Wet them up, bro. Let's go. We can just wet the shit out of these. Who cares?
Why not? It's for cooking instruction, right? So here you go, some sour cream.
Cooking instruction. There's nothing instructional about putting sour cream on this or not. And you didn't instruct nobody nothing. Don't follow his instructions.
Which one?
Because you're gonna end up with these. Look at this gross ass fucking soggy wet ass tacos.
To your liking. Some people will overload it. I'll just put a couple globs in each one.
Do one glob and smear it with the back of the spoon, DSP. Then you don't have to use so much sour cream, because now you just have chunks of sour cream in like certain bites. You're gonna go to bite that shit. Well, it's not gonna matter because it's all gonna fall apart on his plate. But if a real person put these tacos together, you would bite and you would just get a big ass glob of sour cream in your mouth.
Just sprinkle that right on top, as much as you'd like.
And actually, you know something? If he had put the cheese on first, just put the cheese on the taco shell first, and then put the hot meat on there, that actually might have solidified the bottoms of the taco shells a little better, so that even though he's putting a lot of wet ingredients on these tacos, the melted cheese would act like a barrier, and he could eat these without them falling apart, at least as hard. But by the time he gets through even one of these tacos, they're just gonna fall apart. He's just gonna have like a salad on his plate.
It's funny because technically I do prefer soft tacos, but I find soft tacos are actually the hardest ones to make because they really are a pain in the ass to keep together. So what I recommend is...
What difference does it make to keep them together? You're eating them by the time they're falling apart. So they're already made, man. It's just put shit on a fucking small circle and then fold it. That's it. That's all a soft taco is. It's the same thing as what you did here, except they don't stand up by themselves. Hooray! All right, you know what? That's enough. That's enough. So,
If you're making soft,
shut up, DSP. That's DSP's stupid garbage. Don't make this. Follow an actual taco recipe. Follow actual instructions, and never take any advice from DSP because he's full of shit. Anyway, this is my first attempt at doing a video like this, so let me know how you guys liked it, how it worked out, and leave me some comments so that I can fix it in the future or make it better in future videos. Thanks, y'all. Peace out.